Exactly. We're going to be recording this so that we can send this out to anyone who may miss any portion of it or who might be coming in a little bit later. So again, welcome. Thank you for being here. This is a webinar to talk about the Rocky Top Transfer Program that we do in conjunction with the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. And today I am joined by our esteemed panelists, Ms. Stella Bridgman, who is our campus dean of the Magnolia Avenue campus. That campus is closest to the University of Tennessee's campus. Wendy Floyd, who is our director of financial aid. Patty Moore, who serves as the professional academic advisor for students who are going into this program, who are a part of this program. And then Darren Dunlap, who is a University of Tennessee Knoxville employee and the assistant director for the transfer center there at UT. So just a little bit in general, and you guys might already know a lot of this information, but the Rocky Top Transfer Program allows students to come to Pellissippi for 1 year of work, complete 24 credit hours, and then be guaranteed admission into the University of Tennessee. Students can take classes either in person at any of our campuses, which we're going to talk about the different campuses of Pellissippi State, or online courses. One of the things that we want to point out about some of the online classes is that some of the math and STEM courses should be taken in person. And why we say that is some of our math courses do require some proctored testing, so it's not out of it's not impossible to take your math and STEM courses online. There might just be some added things that you need to take, or that you need to prepare for, like with proctored testing. Okay. Rocky Top transfer benefits. You're guaranteed admission into any non-competitive UT program in the fall of 2025 if you do complete those 24 credit hours with a 3.0 GPA. And then you have potential eligibility for a Rocky Top transfer scholarship, and then potential eligibility for the TriStar scholarship program. I think we're going to talk about that a bit later. Okay. Yes, these are the scholarship opportunities. So if you complete your first year at Pellissippi with a 3.25 to a 3.49, you are eligible for $1,500 per semester for the Rocky Top transfer scholarship. Oh, I'm sorry, $1,500 annual. That's an annual award. 3.5 to 3.74, you get $3,000 annually. And then 3.75, you would get $5,000 per year. And that is a 6-semester max. So that is 3 years that you would be able to do that. So now we're going to talk a little bit about our locations. And just 4 miles from the University of Tennessee campus is our Magnolia Avenue campus. And I'm going to turn it over to Dean Bridgman to talk a little bit about the Magnolia Avenue campus.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, like Dr. Tuzo communicated to you already, we are just a short distance away from the University of Tennessee. It's one of the smallest campuses that we have, with Pellissippi State. We're really excited to partner with the University of Tennessee for this program. I think one of the things that you'll find, in terms of the benefits is that we also are on the bus line. And so that's one of the things that's really cool for this program is you can hop on just, not far from the campus itself and get right to the Magnolia Avenue campus, within a short time frame. I am always available, at the campus for you all, if ever you are close by or you come, into Knoxville for a visit. I am happy to show you around. We have student ambassadors that would be available as well. So if you're, up for a visit, please stop by and let us know. I'm happy to sort of walk you through, let you see the campus a little bit, introduce you into maybe even some of the faculty members that may be available, and then be able to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you so much, Stella. Moving right along, some of our other locations, I'm coming to you from this middle location, the Hardin Valley campus location, and if we have any students out there who are from the Knoxville area or close by, this one is the one that's furthest west, is our largest campus, and it is off the Hardin Valley Road exit. Strawberry Plains campus is our furthest east campus, off of exit 398, off of I-40. And then Blount County campus would be the one that's closest to our airport and the Maryville city area. So students can go to any of these campuses, but again, a lot of our Rocky Top transfer students go to the Magnolia Avenue campus because they are living closer to the University of Tennessee. And speaking of housing, so housing is not a part of this program. So students who are coming from outside areas and are coming to Tennessee are coming to the Knoxville area to live, to go to school at Pellissippi, will need to secure housing on their own. And these are some of the different resources that people and students have found helpful. So apartments.com, there is a University of Tennessee off-campus housing website that you can check out. And then there's also a Facebook group entitled UTK Knoxville Subleases and Roommates. So if you're looking for a roommate or just some sort of student housing, those are good resources there. And I do see that questions have come in, I believe. Sorry, I'm just reading those. Okay. We will have time for questions at the end of this, where we can even turn on our cameras and start meeting each other. All right, so what do you need to do? Let me just make sure I did. Yeah. What do you need to do next in terms of getting enrolled and getting started? We need you to apply to Pellissippi State as a degree-seeking student. That can sometimes be a little confusing. Students may have already applied to Pellissippi, but maybe they chose non-degree seeking because they know that they're only going to be here for a year. We do need you to be degree seeking. So if you accidentally applied as non-degree or you don't know what you applied as, you can email me. We'll have some contact information at the end of this. And we can check your account and make sure that you're in a degree seeking major. If you have not applied yet to Pellissippi State, we do need you to apply. You need to, it's very simple, it's free, it's on our main webpage. You just click apply now and fill that out. We do need you to submit your high school transcript to us, to Pellissippi directly, from your high school. We cannot get that information from, the University of Tennessee. It needs to come directly to us. And, also that is the same for ACT and SAT scores. When we will email you as soon as you send us that application, and then in a couple of days, we will, you'll actually be able to go to our P number lookup tool on our website, find your student ID number, your email address, and then get into your portal, which is your My Pellissippi portal. And then you can, that's basically how we're going to communicate with you about your admissions file. And then you also have access to your Pellissippi State email, but it's really that easy. So if you have not already applied, but you want to attend and you want to do this program, please apply. This is what your alert box in My Pellissippi is going to look like. This is an old picture from 22-23, but it's going to say 2024, 2025 academic year. And it would tell you if you had any unsatisfied requirements when you get into your My Pellissippi portal. So just make sure you click, that would be a live link, and then you would be able to see what alerts you have. And then FAFSA has changed quite a bit for this year. So we definitely need you to make sure that in your FAFSA you have Pellissippi State listed so that we can get that information. Currently, we have not received information from the Department of Education. So we are allowing our deadline to be July 1st. We definitely want you to check your financial aid requirements through your My Pellissippi account. That would also be in that alert box. And then if you are a Tennessee student, if you are a Tennessee high school student, we want you to make sure you go to your TSAC portal, Tennessee Student Assistance Corporation, TSAC portal, and make sure that Pellissippi State is listed as your school that you're going to be attending. And now I'm going to be quiet for a second because I know that we have our director of financial aid on the call as well, and she is the expert. Wendy, is there anything that you would like to add?
That covers most of it. Just make sure that you are keeping an eye on your My Pellissippi. We do anticipate receiving FAFSA applications in May, and we'll start communicating to students if you have any outstanding financial aid requirements. It is important to take care of any of those requirements just as soon as possible, but definitely by that July 1 early bird deadline, if at all possible.
All right, that is great. Thank you, Wendy. And, oh, sorry. So this is what your financial aid alert would look like. Very similar to the admissions alert. So we'll just say financial aid, you have unsatisfied requirements. You would click on that and see what you would need to do to complete those requirements. Okay, so this is our estimated tuition and fees, just so you know kind of what you're dealing with. So 12 credit hours for an in-state student is approximately $2,300. 12 credit hours for a student who lives in another state but is going to school online, it's about $3,300 per semester. That's called the Pellissippi State E-rate or electronic rate. Tennessee Promise, that's our state scholarship in Tennessee. It does cover tuition for in-state students, so that $2,300 will be covered. And then the Hope Scholarship, which is a merit-based scholarship based on your ACT score of 21 or your unweighted high school GPA of 3.0, that would allow you for in-state students, Tennessee residents, to receive $1,600 per semester. So this is for out-of-state students. If you are out of state and you're coming to school in person, it would be about $8,888 for 12 credit hours. For 12 credit hours online, again, it's that 3,300, which is the Pellissippi State E-rate. So as you can see, it is beneficial to try to do your classes online. And at this point, I want to go back to one thing I said earlier. I think we'll talk a little bit more about it when we talk about advising, but about those classes that you take online that might require some proctored testing. Just, I wanted to keep that in our minds, that we'll talk about that when we'll talk more about advising. Okay. So that was a great segue. So we're at academic advising. And first and foremost, you need to complete all of the enrollment documentation. So that's the admission. Now I'm going to use myself and turn it over to Patty Moore, who's our academic advisor for this program.
Okay, hi. So as soon as you can if you make up your mind that you're going to be coming for this program, hop into the Navigate student app and make an appointment with myself for Stephanie Baker Harden. And we will, how we choose classes, that's a common question. We try to look, or we do look at the University of Tennessee's UTrack requirements as if you have started there. Using your ACT scores, especially for that math and English, we place you accordingly based on your major for the classes. But again, what Dr. Tuzo was saying is really important to know. If your major is a STEM major, so we're talking if you want to be in biology or chemistry, or you're going to need some of those hard sciences, pre-med, they are not offered online. Okay, they're not offered at all online. The math courses all are labeled as having to have on-campus testing. That some can be gotten around if you can find a local testing center in your area who will agree to proctor tests. But full disclosure, past years, students have done that and found they're having to pay a proctoring fee for all of their tests. And they have to find someone, usually a local community college or a university, who would be willing to do their tests for, do the test proctoring for you. There's just no way around that at this point. But otherwise, we, need those ACT scores or SAT scores. They're really vital for us to do your placement based on your major. Some students I've gotten a few emails in the last 2 weeks from Rocky Top families who wanted to know, well, should we do this program or not? Being that we wanted to do online. And my answer again is simply to really reflect on how well you do on online learning. That's a really important question to ask if you're going to be staying out of the area. And do you need those hardcore sciences? So that's what I've got. I look forward to working with all of you who are going to join our program. And I can meet with you in Teams or in person.
Dr. Tuzo, you're muted.
I couldn't unmute myself because I could not find where to do that. I apologize. Patty, our professional academic advisor, would you like to talk about the UT competitive programs, or would Darren Dunlap like to talk about that? I'll let you two decide.
I'll let Darren do it first, and I can do any follow-up that he might need me to do.
Sounds good.
Hello, everyone. This is Darren Dunlap. I'm the Assistant Director for in the Transfer Center. The competitive programs that you see require a second review, meaning a departmental review, and that's one thing that's different from non-competitive programs. Okay, they're competitive, and sometimes there are requirements. And there's concern about space. Sometimes they're looking for certain prerequisites, as in engineering. Engineering requires calculus, chemistry, and English composition for the application. And as with music and nursing, those programs require a second application. The online Bachelor of Science in Social Work requires completion of an associate's degree. We don't have a lot of students who are traditional age who are looking at the online Bachelor of Science in Social Work. They typically look at the on-campus program. And we get lots of questions about these particular majors. If you're thinking about one of these programs, you're in Road to Rocky Top, I will tell you it is extremely difficult to get into them first semester. So I would think really long and hard if that's something you want to put down as a first major. And if you decide you're going to put one of these down as a first major, be sure to have a non-competitive major down as a second major. Have a parallel plan, okay? That's my best advice. Patty?
Definitely have a second choice, because I'm thinking particularly of architecture and graphic design. They are portfolio programs, and they start their sequential nature of their courses freshman year, first semester. So likely you would be at UT for 4 full years after a year with us. So that's my thought on those two in particular.
Thank you both for that. I appreciate that. Okay. So Pellissippi State email, you will get this email address assigned to you after you applied, and it will be your username and then at pstcc.edu, and it will be the same password that you use for your My Pellissippi, and we want you to check your email daily. We do send out important emails about things that you need to follow up on, things that you need to do to complete your file, to get advised, to get your schedule. So we wanted to just make sure that you knew the importance of checking your email regularly. New student orientation is going to be happening this summer. And I think we've listed the dates for the Magnolia Avenue campus. Are these the correct dates? Stella, do you know?
Yes, and I will double check that as you were talking, but I'm pretty sure those are right.
Okay, awesome. But you will be getting more information about this after you have applied, and as we start getting closer to the summer. And we definitely want you to participate in new student orientation. We also have some modular online orientation things that you can do, that you learn more about the campus through. So there are some online options that you can participate in as well. So here are the important dates. Now, this has changed since the last time I think we updated this. The University of Tennessee has moved their confirmation date back to May 15th. So I think you have until May 15th to decide if you want to be in the Rocky Top transfer program. On our previous early bird, we had it as June 1. We're moving that to July 1. So everything stays this July 1 date. But we really do want you to work on your financial aid, if you haven't already, as soon as you possibly can, the earlier the better. Now, as a Pellissippi State student, once you have come in and you met with your academic advisor, you've gotten your schedule, then our confirmation date, where you say, yes, I am coming and I'm gonna pay my fees, that is August 13th. And then our classes are gonna be starting, August 21st. For the fall. This is our Facebook page that we have started up. I have not updated that for this year. I will, and I will have all of your, I have all of your names that we received from, the University of Tennessee, and then I know several of you have probably already applied. So we have that information, but I'm gonna send you out that direct link to engage your classmates on Facebook, because I do see in some of the chats already that we have people reaching out saying, are there any boys out there who need roommates? So that's kind of what we wanted from this webinar, is for you guys to connect and to start making those plans, to know one another and to find that housing and to make those connections and feel like you belong. Sorry. It's very temperamental.
Would
Yes,
you mind going back to that date again so I can see what you
sure.
have on there? Okay. So, so the Magnolia Avenue, New Orleans, so there are 4.
Okay,
Okay, and so, it's June 11th and June 13th. So the June 11th one would be from 1 to 3. And then the June 13th would be from 3 to 5.
okay,
And then the July 29th is from 1 to 3. And then the August 1st is from 3 to 5.
great. And you can find this on our website under A to Z index for orientation under O, and then you can see the dates for all of the campuses for the new student orientation. So, and here are some really important, contact information.
Visit our website, okay. Email set எடுத்துக்கிட்டு வந்து start
Okay, sorry. You can give us a call at our Magnolia Avenue campus, 865-329-3100. You can call us at our Hardin Valley campus, 865-694-6400. You can obviously visit our website. You can email us. This is our one-stop startstrong@pstcc.edu. And if you're having any issues with your account, you can reach out to the help desk. So I'm gonna pause here for just a second. A lot of people like to take a picture of this screen. But again, we are recording this and this will be sent out to everyone. And on our website for you guys to peruse. Okay, and now this is us. I'm Leanne Chuzo, and you've heard from Dean Bridgman from the Magnolia Avenue campus, Miss Wendy Floyd from Financial Aid. Excuse me. Patty Moore, our professional academic advisor. And then Mara is our UTK transfer admissions person who's actually has an office on this campus. Excuse me, she was not able to be here today. And that's why we have our wonderful Darren Dunlap with us today. But it's good to have her email address so that you can reach out to her. And I like this bubble a lot. If you call us, please identify yourself as I'm a Road to Rocky Top student. That gives us a little bit more context and we know where to start looking for things in your file. Pause another 3 or 4 seconds if you want to take a picture of this. We look forward to seeing you very much. I think the next one says questions. And now, if you would like to turn on your camera or just raise your hand or put a question in the chat, we will try to get to each of your questions.
Hey, this is Kalyan. This is Nigama's father. I have a question on, I have a couple of questions. So the first one is, are we required to share the ACT scores?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Are we required to share the ACT scores?
You don't have to give us your ACT scores, but if you don't have a 3.6 grade point average from high school, then we won't know where you need to start in terms of placement for English, math, and reading.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I think that is not a concern. She has a better rating than that, so maybe ACT is not required then. The second question, I believe that was answered. How do we make an appointment with the advisor?
You'll need to download the Navigate app. It's a Navigate app on your cell phone.
Mhm.
And then you can and you choose Pellissippi as your school, and then you can see your advisors, and you can make an appointment with Patty Moore or Stephanie Baker Harden. Those are the two advisors for the Road to Rocky Top program. But the student's file must be complete before they can make that appointment. So we have to have everything in their admissions file at Pellissippi State before they can make that appointment.
And how do we know, because we have already applied, how do we know the status is all good?
If she logs into her My Pellissippi portal,
Mhm.
you can see if her file is complete. So in that alert box that I showed you as an example, there will be a live link that says, click here to make an advising appointment. And if you see that, then that means your file is complete.
Oh,
But if you see you have outstanding requirements, then you click on that and you see what we still need.
what if it is blank?
I think maybe you should reach out to me via email or phone call, and I can look it up. You want to try to do that tomorrow?
Yeah, currently it says no holds. Under to do also, I don't think anything is related to enrollment.
Okay.
So I'll probably reach out to you then via email.
Sure. And I can kind of walk you through on how to get that advising appointment.
Got it. And for the appointment, sorry, for the what is that? The dates that the other lady was walking through for the in-person. So is that the campus? If you don't mind going few slides up, please.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I think he's talking about the orientation dates.
Yeah, the orientation dates. Yeah, for the sorry about that. For the
So the
orientation.
orientation dates on this slide deck are wrong. They are in.
No, I understand. Sorry, I was saying I was trying to find the word orientation, and thanks to the lady
Yeah,
who.
you're welcome.
Yeah, so for the orientation, my daughter is actually resorting to a online course this year. Is she still expected to be there for the orientation?
No,
person?
so online learners can take, can do their orientation online. So I'm gonna try to open up and share this screen for new student orientation.
Okay.
So this is, can everyone see the screen? Student orientation,
No, I'm seeing your
okay, well, right.
Yes, now I can.
Perfect, okay. So this is on our website. It's www.pstcc.edu/orientation. And it tells you how to register for or basically gives you a link to orientation and then gives you all of the different schedules. And what Dean Bridgman was referencing were these dates here for the Magnolia Avenue campus. But if the student is going to be an online student completely, they can complete the self-paced online orientation. Okay,
Thank you. I'm good with the questions. Appreciate it.
awesome.
I would like to, if I could, please address the SAT and ACT scores. I know many families say, oh, I don't want to share those. They weren't what we wanted them to be. However, if we don't have those and your student has a 3.6 or higher GPA, we still have to place them in the beginning level of math. They do not have the opportunity to be placed possibly into maybe the math that their major requires. For example, a business student who needs to start with applied calculus, if they have a 23 in math, can start right in there. If they just have a 3.6, they're going to have to start in one math level lower. So it really is usually in the student's best interest to send those in. And we will use whatever is higher, okay, for your student. But it really is advantageous for us to have those to help with placement.
Thank you, Patty. So one of the things that somebody wrote in was for someone considering all online classes, are there schedules that will include classes that do not require proctored exams? Or will a full schedule always include at least some classes that require proctored exams? I'm gonna ask Patty if you could answer that.
The math requires proctored exams. There are a sprinkling of other courses. There's no other department that fully requires on-campus testing, proctored exams. But I've got to see what your student's major is. And then the other, depending on the major, again, everything is very individualized. Maybe your student, if they only have one math for their major, can put that off till they get to University of Tennessee. For other students, it's going to put them further behind if they don't have their math, if it's very integral to their major. So that would have to be addressed when we meet one-on-one.
That's a big thank you. And I think a lot of the chat questions have been answered by my wonderful colleagues here on the webinar. Can someone take a combo of online and in-person classes? Yes, they can. Are there any other questions that you feel like you've asked in the chat that we have not answered? Okay, well, I hope that you got my email address. Leanne Tuzo at PSTC or LA Tuzo, TOUZEAU at pstcc.edu. And I hope that you will reach out to me, email me any questions you have, and I can help you. We will also be getting that new link for 2024 for this group for Rocky Top transfer set up on Facebook. So I'm going to send you that link so that you guys can start communicating with each other. It seems in the chat that some of you have already kind of started talking to each other, so that's great. And that will probably be the best way, I think, that, Facebook page, get everybody kind of in the same format. Before we sign off, are there any more questions? Thank you so much for coming, and we really appreciate your time tonight. And again, we will have this on our website as a recording, hopefully within the next couple of days.